Hello, it's me, Crazy Rebecca, Dances with Pitbulls. I'm trying not to shake this camera. Here I sit under another thunderstorm warning. But time marches on, and I gotta get some stuff done. So I can't be hiding in the basement. Sorry, it's yucky down there. I don't know what number this is in my series of crazy quilting that I bet you thought I forgot about, but I didn't. It's just I've had other things to do. So I am starting a quilt for my daughter out of the lovely neutrals. And I chain piece these, as in I put one piece down in the middle and I sewed the next piece. I did it on all six and then I ironed them, and then I put the next piece on all six and I ironed them until we got here. This is the pile I'm working from. That over there is the box of neutrals, and I need to show you what is next. We are going to take these lace bits and bobs and put them on that quilt, the pieces that I got done. It will have buttons, mostly embroidery, lace, and buttons is all it's going to have. No beads, nothing like that. Because it's a bed quilt, you don't want a bunch of stuff on it. So let's go in the other room and have a sit down and do some embroidering and sew some lace. Okay, I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to try it. I wanted to show you. I got these on clearance. And I have this pile of goodies here. And I'm going to attempt to thread this needle attempt being the operative word. Yes, she did it on the first try. Okay, so I have a strange situation. Remember this pin cushion? I knocked it into my foot bath that had Epsom salts in it, and now it's all stiff and stuff. What's up with that? Once again, I'm going to do my favorite. Cretan stitch. Now remember, if you want to use a hoop, go for it. Perfectly acceptable. For me, perfectly acceptable not to use. This will be tone on tone. Keeping it simple because it'll be a bed quilt. How long do you think I can work on neutrals before I go crazy? Place your bets now. Look at her, she's crazy. Not going to tie that off, I'm going to turn. No, turn this way. Sometimes I confuse myself. So, sound off about your weather. Inquiring minds want to know. We have had storm after storm after storm. Tornadoes. We didn't get hail here, but they got some down south. I got a couple of video clips of my front porch, which got it. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. I only filmed it twice, though. I have good news on the Yardwork front. I wrote a letter to the landlord with receipts in it for gas and fixing the mower and all that stuff, and he took it that I didn't want to mow anymore. And he hired somebody to do it, and I'm like, yes. But they didn't tell me. I had to find out secondhand, which ticked me off. But it's all good now, and he's supposed to be sending a plumber to look at the year-old leak in the basement. And today somebody was outside honking in a white truck. Well, who am I supposed to think it is? I thought it was the plumber. I went out there, I'm like, it's about time. And he's like, I'm just here for Trevor. I'm like, who's Trevor? I thought his name was Travis. I don't know. I call him Travis. He probably thinks I'm some kind of idiot. It's Blake's cousin. Switching to a darker gold. I'm sorry I haven't been doing videos. I don't have time. When I have the time, I have health problems. And it's a little depressing, I must say. Last Thursday, my boss and I shopped for her. She had 2 granddaughters that graduated. So we shopped for the party. Now my boss knows how to throw a party. And she ain't afraid. She ain't afraid to spend money to make the party look nice and be a success. Well, we shopped and we shopped and we ate. First we shopped and then we ate at at El Toro, and I must have overeaten. I think this is the problem, overeating. And then we shopped and shopped and shopped. And like after Sam's Club, I was like, I am done. I can't even. So we went to GFS and she went in and I stayed in the car. Well, she came like right back out and she said, I'm done too. I'll do the rest of it. Well, I had traded, that was on a Thursday. Usually I don't work on Thursdays. She told me I could have Friday off if I worked Thursday. Well, that's all good and fine, except between wearing myself out and overeating, I had another episode where I'm in a lot of pain in my left side. And I was totally, I got it Thursday night, and usually I can sleep it off. But I still had it when I woke up. And I was miserable all day till about 3 o'clock. I didn't eat. I barely drank any coffee, which gave me a caffeine withdrawal headache. Speaking of drink. Oh, that's watered down. Anyway, I lost all of Friday because I thought, oh, I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I can get some videos done. Wrong. So here I am finally trying to get something done. And no, I don't want to tell the doctor about it because, let me tell you why. Every time I go to the doctor with a problem, their solution makes things worse. I don't want a bunch of tests and stuff when I think I figured it out. It's overeating. So I'm just going to try to eat smaller meals, which I should do anyway. Don't judge me. I want to get this whole thing filled up, and then we're going to put some lace on it. Now, usually when I'm sitting here working, I'm watching or listening to the TV. But I can't do that because I'll get a copyright strike. Luncheon is tomorrow, and I kind of had to work today from home because people don't follow instructions. They don't follow directions. We sent out the invite early last week with the link to Jimmy John's and said, what do you want? So maybe a third of the people emailed me back and said, I want this. But the rest of them, I spent the day emailing and chasing down and texting and having Halley go ask, what do you want? You're not going to get nothing if you don't tell me what you want. So I think it came out to 15 sandwiches, and I'm sure some people will show up and say, where's the food? And I'll say, you didn't email me back. which will be sad, but that's okay. Whoa, sorry. I bought that holder like Susan Taylor Brown suggested. But it ain't stable by any sense of the word. And when I hit it, it does the bouncy thing. I had volunteer tomatoes come up again. I'm so excited. So excited. I put a little tomato cage around them today. My salad, I should be eating a salad tomorrow. Salad greens. I'm picking Sadie up tomorrow, so I'll have her for Thursday. Which I didn't know if I was going to work. I didn't really think about working today. But I think I'll take Thursday off like I usually do. Me and Miss Sadie can do some videos. Oh, my daughter's got the most beautiful, well, the patch itself isn't beautiful, the asparagus patch, it's all weedy and stuff, but it grows the most beautiful purple asparagus you've ever seen. And it tastes so good. But let me tell you, she brought me like 5 pounds the other day. So I wanted to cook it, yeah. I wanted to eat some. Cast iron skillet. Put a little olive oil in the bottom. Put some Healthy Heart margarine, whatever, which was probably my first mistake. Put the asparagus in. Put some water in. Put the lid on it. Sit down to do something. And forgot it till I smelt it burnt. Well, you know what? How come in Louisiana they burn things on purpose? Right? It's called blackened. Blackened catfish, or I don't know. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to take a bite. It was only burnt on one side. The side that was against the pan. And of course, the smoke detector did not go off, which made me angry because I just changed the battery in it. So there is another smoke detector in the craft room and it needs a battery. So, but when I went to Dollar General, I couldn't find a battery, but I digress. The burnt asparagus was delicious. I can't explain it, and I can't duplicate it because I freak out. But I've had it twice more, and it's delicious. I'm sure by the time I finish the whole 5 pounds, I won't want any more, but... And her chickens are laying eggs, so I have a dozen fresh eggs. And they're all different colors. As a matter of fact, I think I'll do a video on it to show you the different colors. Because she has different kinds of chickens. the kids were younger, growing up on the farm. It wasn't really a farm. It was a farmhouse in the middle of a cornfield. And we've always been poor. But we had a garden and we ate good. Of course, the kids would probably question that, except for John. He loves stir fry. We did a lot of stir fry because we grew cabbage and peppers, tomatoes. We grew potatoes one year. That was good. It kind of spoiled us because fresh grown potatoes are really good. But it's just so much easier to buy them at the store. And a few years ago, my oldest son had a wonderful garden. And then he hurt his back and he couldn't do it. But he's doing raised beds this year. But my daughter loves to garden, and now finally my youngest son has been asking me gardening questions, and I could not be more happy. My grandfather, my mother's father, was a wonderful gardener. And I was like one of the only grandkids that got to go in the garden because I didn't tear things up. And I listened. I was a very quiet child. Very self-conscious. Took me years, took me to the end of my sophomore year to overcome. And I'll tell you how I did it. I was in a play, The Christmas Carol. I was a charwoman, and thus began my love of dressing up in Victorian clothes and being on stage. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want to play my guitar in front of a bunch of people on stage. That's not what I mean. But I joined the drama class, like speech class, the first semester of my sophomore year. I hated it. I cried, whatever. Yeah, by the end of my sophomore year, I could get up in front of the class. It didn't matter. I was the Wicked Witch of the West in The Wizard of Oz because it did not have a singing part. Because, yeah, I was never in choir or anything like that. Okay, here's the thing about high school. High school did not train me for anything that I actually used in my adult life, besides teaching me how to balance a checkbook. I do remember learning that. Other than that, I took college courses like chemistry, which I hated, 4 years of Spanish, pero no hablo español, un poquito y solo cuando quiero, pero I didn't go to college. My mother got pregnant with twins my senior year. And, you know, I am not... Somebody asked me once, are you mad at your brothers because you didn't get to go to college? Actually, no, I'm not, because I wouldn't have learned a thing in college. I didn't know how to study because school came very easy for me. I did not have to study. But I always heard in college things are different. Well, I already knew how to party and chase boys, which is what I would have been doing. So no, I'm not sorry that I didn't get to go to college. It's all fine. It all worked out just fine. So my one little brother, Mr. Harvard, he got enough college for all of us. That's just how things work. I got a better education. I went to the School of Hard Knocks and School of Life. But school didn't prepare me for adulthood at all. And my grandmothers always babysat me and my sister, and they never taught us anything either. What's up with that? They just shoot us out of the kitchen instead of making us do things. I was a little bit resentful of that for a while. Okay, I was a difficult child. I was quiet, but I wasn't taught responsibility or respect or anything like that. So back talk and, not want to do chores. Well, I was never shown how to do chores. I was always told to do them, but never showed how to do them. But I homeschooled 2 boys, and I taught them how to do laundry and all that good stuff. And my daughter had to learn on her own, but she picked it up pretty fast. She worked. She went to school. She told me if I tried to homeschool her, she'd run away. I'm just trying to cover up this line. And use up this bit of thread so we can get on to the next part. Okay, I'm going to get this part uploaded and take me a little break, and we'll be back and we'll sew some lace on. So very pretty, so very pretty. Okay, I have placed this piece of lace across here. We're going to use the same Cretan stitch to fasten the straight edge. How do I want to do? Go this way. Oops. I'm catching. Okay, when I go on the up, I'm catching right there. To hold that down. And then hold my thread on the right. On that stitch, easily corrected. On the Cretan stitch, your thread should always be to the right. It is now Wednesday, and I am doing this before work. Hopefully I'll get it all mashed together and uploaded for you. We were under a storm warning yesterday, but nothing came of it. Thank goodness. I need new plants for my porch. My old ones are so beat up. Okay, now I'm trying to decide if I want to tack that down. Which probably, yes, I do. But I don't want to use this thread. Okay, wait a minute. So the burgundy squares. Putting that, I haven't forgot them. I was putting that black velvet in between. Oh my gosh, it is a nightmare, which is why I abandoned it for a while, because I couldn't deal with it. So hopefully I'll come back to it. I know I will. It's just when. Okay, I'm using just one strand of embroidery floss doubled, and we are catching the edge of this lace. Really? I mean, the burgundy, it looks really pretty. But dang, I forgot how slippery velvet was. I need to pin it. Pin more is what I need to do. Now that I've had a chance to cool off after getting mad, I'm thinking, okay, how can I make this work? Well, you're going to have to pin it to within an inch of its life. That's how you're going to do it. For my next trick, we're going to sew the lace down first before I embroider. So we'll do that real quick, and then I'll get this uploaded, and hopefully I'll have a video for y'all. One video. Just one video. Depends on how long it takes it to render. Okay. Very pretty. Definitely very pretty. There may be buttons added. I don't know. Okay, so here is this. Where's that? There it is. I thought maybe that could go there. And I am going to go ahead because I don't want to fart around with... Wait, is this... This is one. This might work. Oh, I got this. Well, I can fix that. So, do I want that on there? What about if we do it over here? We have... I was thinking about this chip dilemma. I didn't order box lunches from Jimmy John's. I ordered just sandwiches, but if people wanted chips, they got the chips they wanted. But we have chips at work, so I think I'll just grab a bunch of those. And of course, we have a picky eater who doesn't like Jimmy John's. Well, stop and get your own food then, dude. But I'm thinking he'll eat some chips and cookies. I don't think it's supposed to be like boiling hot or anything either. Which is good. I have an older friend, Joyce. She's 81. I told her I put my air conditioner in. She had a cow. Oh, honey, why didn't you get some help? I said, because I didn't need no help. I was hot. I'll put the air conditioner in. I'm perfectly capable of putting an air conditioner in. Because it's just a little window. It's not even big. It's just, yeah. Okay, so you get the idea. That's going on there. I like to stretch it out a little. Then I will embroider. I'm going to try to do here's how I chose to do 6. When I tore the sheet for the foundation squares, I got 6 squares out of it. 10-inch squares. So I'll work on them 6 at a time. I'll have these in here. I'll have 6 going in there. And we'll see how soon I can get a quilt done before I go crazy looking at these colors. I mean, I love them, but, you know, I need color in my life too. So, take care. And let me know if you're still crazy quilting. I know I let it go for a little bit. I promise I did not mean to do that. It was purely health related, energy related. And now I got to get ready for work. So I'll see you later.